You're listening to Greater Good Radio Hawaii. Please visit us online at greatergoodradio.com. Today's guest is David WATUMULL, the CEO of Hawaii Biotech. He is co-inventor on 19 Hawaii Biotech patent applications and has raised nearly $50 million in financing for the company.
I noticed that you have 19 patents that you're co-inventor on. Does that make you a scientist then, or does that make you a business person, or some kind of a mixture of both? How does that work?
Well, I certainly wouldn't hold myself out as a scientist. I'm not a bench scientist and haven't ever been. But I'm very interested in the science, and I think if you're going to be an executive in a biotech company, you need to be able to understand the science. And I think in this particular case, the contribution I did make to the technology was to think about a particular type of compound that we hadn't been thinking about before. And those compounds could give us intellectual property, and that we could probably improve some of the characteristics of the existing public compound that was not patentable. So in this particular case, that was my contribution. But clearly there are what I'll call our real scientists doing the heavy lifting and the real work on all our areas. So I was fortunate here to be listed there. But I think in the biotech space, you can't be just a businessman or just a scientist at the CEO level, or even at many of the other executive levels. You need to be able to understand how they fit together, because they totally interact, and you need to understand how that interaction occurs in order to make the best decisions.
Can you give us an example of that, or maybe a story?
Well,
how the two came into play?
Well, I think that maybe we could look about how the company married these two different technologies together. I think that when we had thought about one of our initial projects in the anti-inflammatory area, I had started a small company, just a couple of people, and really felt that we had a great potential, but in many ways we were an idea at that point in time. Hawaii Biotech had moved itself along in the vaccine area, still very early. And I thought that perhaps we could actually create a better scientific environment and a better environment in which we could actually accomplish our goals if we could marry these two technologies together. That especially the Hawaii market for investing might look at the combination of these two companies more favorably than each individual company separately. Now, I don't have an experiment where I have one compared to the other, but I think in retrospect, looking back, I think I feel pretty good about the combination of these two technologies into one company.
Okay. What do you think about the prospect for biotechnology in Hawaii? It seems that the state of Hawaii is putting a substantial amount of money into building out kaka'ako and those areas. What do you see for the future?
Well, while a lot of places are also putting other resources into their own biotechnology industries, we can do something substantial here in Hawaii as well. That doesn't guarantee that we can do it, and it's not automatic, and a lot of hard work and extra capital needs to be invested here in order to make it work. We have as good an opportunity as almost any other place that doesn't have a major biotech hub right now. Why? Because I think the people who are in this field, one of the most important criteria they choose is quality of life. And we have a great quality of life here in Hawaii, comparable to some of the places on the mainland, like La Jolla, California, where in the last 20 years you have seen significant amount of biotech industry expansion. We in Hawaii also have here, I think, the commitment of the state government and the legislature that have helped to put together some of the pieces here that other states have not been able to. I would say I think virtually every state has a biotech industry initiative. But for Hawaii, we've been able to do some unique things here that I think have helped us significantly, our company specifically, but the industry in general. And so I really believe we have an opportunity to do something significant here in Hawaii and compete favorably with other places around the world.
Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned for more on Greater Good Radio.